Hi, I'm Sharon, and this is episode 33 of the Sample Style Flosstube. Hi everybody, and Happy New Year. Hope you all had a very lovely, restful holiday season, and I hope your new year is everything that you expect. So I've had some challenges lately, so what else is new? If you want to find out more about my personal life, I don't know if you're interested, you can go to my knitting channel, which is Knit Style, and I talk about more of that in the latest episode, which I think is 358. I have a lot of episodes over there. All right, so this show is all about stitching, so let's get started with that. I only worked on 2 things since we spoke last, but I got a lot of progress done, which is really cool. So the first thing I want to show you is Winged Heart. This pattern is by Modern Folk Embroidery. I will put a picture of the pattern here. Anyway, I got a pretty good start on that, and progress actually. I finished off these smaller alphabets, and I started this like larger outlined alphabet, and I love that. I think what attracted me to this pattern is that alphabet right there, because I think it's really cool looking. So that is a fun one. So I'm stitching this on a piece of Seraphim Caramel, and I think it looks great on the caramel. So the caramel is not a color that I really liked very much when I purchased it, but I like it a lot now. It's a really pretty color. Okay. And then the next thing, and the only other thing that I've been working on, is Dasher and Dancer by Hobby House Needlework. And this is beautiful. I am just about halfway through. I wanted to get to that tree. So all of this whole side up to about where the deer is, I did that last year. And well, I started it in 2024, and then I did a lot of, probably from this side all the way over to the deer, I did in January and February of 2025. And it's really nice. So I'm stitching this on a piece of Picture This Plus Legacy, I think. And I am using needlepoint ink silk in one of the reds. I'll put it down below. And I think it's really beautiful. And I did all of this, like I did this alphabet up to where the tree is, and then I did all of these little motifs. And you know what was nice about this one? So I did it in December as kind of an advent. Like I would do one motif a day. And it's still kind of going like that, really. I can get one of these tree stars done in an evening, because I don't have a lot of stitching time. I just stitch after dinner for about an hour, and yeah, it would be a fun like advent. Like if you wanted something where you worked on one little thing a day, it's kind of fun. So anyway, then I got to the tree, and it's pretty. I like that. It's honestly, once I got to the tree, It's a little bit tedious because it's that same star over and over and over. I love it, but stitching it slightly boring. I don't know. Not really boring. I don't know. I'm getting more satisfaction I'm getting more satisfaction from seeing the tree grow than I am from stitching the little motifs, if that makes any sense. But it's coming out really nice. So I want to finish this tree and maybe do whatever's below the tree and then put it away and try and work on it every month a little bit during 2026. I don't know. I'm actually finding I'm the kind of stitcher, I am just going to work on what I want. I don't have any set pattern, rhyme or reason. I basically just say, oh, it's Christmas. Let me pick something red. And then I stitch on it for like a month and then I put it down and then I pick up something. I am monogamous in that way, but I don't know. I stitch what I want. Like whatever the whim is of the day. So let's talk about what I want to do in 2026. I was going to start a new start for my birthday. I've changed my mind. I was going to start, I forget the name of it. I did a conversion for it into NPI. I'm not going to start it. I'm not going to start it because I just have so much that I want to work on that I love that I'm going to wait. Maybe next year. We'll see how much I get done in 2026. Famous last words. Okay, next, I'm just going to show you what my plans are for 2026. And then we're going to talk about my no-buy. I did a no-buy. I mean, I did buy some things, but I really tried to cut back on my cross-stitch acquisitions this year, and I'm going to continue that into 2026 and work on things that I love that I have, because I'm a slow stitcher. I really don't have that much time to stitch, and I'm very methodical. So yeah, I'm just going to grab some things and show you what I want to work on. And they're all big things because I'm a big project person. This is by Modern Folk Embroidery and it's AKGIT. That's what it is. I adore this and I think I might pick this up after the red, stitching all that red. I want to get back to stitching some black, which is actually my favorite color to stitch. So it's really a beautiful piece. And I'm stitching it up and down because I don't want to stitch it across because the motifs are kind of alike going across and I would get bored. So I'm stitching it up and down and it's working out really well. I'm using NPI in like a black-brown color. I'll put the color down below. And this is a giant piece of Winter's Brew. I love this like deep, kind of like a deep tan color. And the black-brown pops on it very nicely. And I really like that project and I would like to get back to it. Then when I feel like stitching some color, I'm going to pick up my Peacock, Unicorn, and Badger project. I've shown this many times. I adore it. It is stitched with all the called for Ouvert Soie d'Alger and just a piece of Zweigart Platinum. It's everything that's called for. So this project is just beautiful. I'm stitching this one up and down as well. So I will continue this tree and all the creatures that are around it, and fruits and leaves and flowers. Beautiful. So this one is calling to me for sure. I will be picking that up shortly. I'm not sure if I'm going to do, I think I might pick this up before I pick up AKGIT. It depends on my mood. I am like the quintessential stitch what you love or what you want to stitch. Okay, let's talk about some like seasonal plans. So that's like probably wintry things that I'll work on. And I'll work on the Peacock one all year. That was my leap year start. It'll be now 2 years, right? Yeah, 2020. I started it in 2024. So February 2026 will be 2 years. I would like to finish it by the next leap year, which will be 2028. And I think I'm on a good track. I have probably not quite half, but I'm thinking by the end of 2026, I should have half done. So we'll see. I'm hoping maybe a little more. We'll see. We'll see what my mood is. So probably spring and summer, I want to pick up my summer stitching. And I did some of this project last summer and I loved it. This is Come to the Garden by Theresa Kogut. Very stitch heavy. But so pretty and so fun to stitch. I like stitching flowers and color. So this is on, this is all the called for flosses. And it is on, hold on. I try to leave the tags on. This is Fresco. A fat quarter of picture. I pretty much only stitch on Picture This Plus. This is Fresco. Beautiful color. Love this color. Very very neutral. Wasn't my back nice and neat? And, okay, so here's all the flosses. I'm pretty sure. I don't know why these flosses don't look like they belong. But they must, because they're in the same bag. I don't remember that blue, though. I'll have to investigate that. Next one that I want to work on in the summer, and I usually sit by my pool when I work on this one. And this is Ann Copp by Brenda Gervais. I didn't touch it last year, but I want to this year. I just don't like stitching that border. Even though it's really pretty, I just don't like stitching it. So, but anyway, I started the house last year, like in 2024. I have a good amount done on it. It's not a real stitch heavy piece. It's just that border is super boring. And I don't know why I find it boring, because it's very colorful. Oh, this is definitely the flosses that go with Ann Copp. Or Mary Ann Copp. Really pretty. Beautiful stitching. Beautiful pattern. So that is summer. And then fall. I did no fall stitching in 2025 because I was obsessed with Peacock. So I didn't do no Halloween stitching. What? Who am I? I really like Halloween stitching. So next year, I really want to finish or get a good amount done on Ghoultide Manor. And I'm about to start the house. Hello, that's the best part. Because you know I love, 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 and adore solid stitching. I had made a mistake on this border, but I fixed it. So I don't know what's keeping me from working on it. Just silly. Look how pretty it is. It's all the called for, I think it's NPI, yeah. And that's it. That flower motif was crazy. But it's not my favorite kind of stitching. It's a little fussy, but it's done. So that is my plans for 2026. I don't know if I'll finish anything. Probably back in December I'll get back to my red stitching, and maybe I'll try to stitch it all year. I don't know. I should do like, you know, like the dark 13 stitching on the 13th, and you know, the Christmas stitching on the 25th. I don't know. I always have good intentions, but then when I start something, I can't put it down. Even though it's right there in my stitching drawer. So anyway. Okay, so let's talk about my no-buy year, 2025. And I did buy some things, and I'm going to show them to you. I bought a gift for my daughter. That doesn't count. It was a gift, so I'm not counting that. I bought 2 pieces of linen because I felt I was kind of short on 40 count, because that's really like what I like to stitch on, and I was running low on it. You know, when I wanted to start something, I want it in my stash. So I purchased this piece of Tycho, which I love, but Tycho is kind of a weird color. Like my it back there, I don't know if you can see that. Wait a minute. See it back here? That's stitched on Tycho, but it looks totally different than this piece that I got. It's pretty, but it's more of a neutral, like there's not a lot of modeling, which is fine. It makes a great sampler color. And then I got this piece of Fog, which is a really nice neutral. Anyway, I got this beautiful piece of Fog. It's just a very neutral, light tan. So between the 2 of these, it was about $110 for both of them, because I got fat halves. I usually order fat halves, just unless I know exactly what I'm doing and will fit on a fat quarter, I order fat halves. So that's the only linen that I purchased, and it's because I kind of had a hole in my linen stash. I have a lot of 36 count, but I don't stitch with it, so I might sell it. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. I purchased some Soie Gobelins from 123 Stitch because they were on sale and I wanted to try them. And that is what I'm stitching this winged heart on. And they're fine. They're beautiful. I prefer MPI, which is fine. You know what I mean? I would not go out of my way to get a stash of Soie Gobelins. Unless a project called for it, I'm not going to go out of my way and buy them. Because I would prefer to stitch with MPI. Or DMC. It's fine. So this was about, I think it was about $25. I think I bought 4 or 5 of these. I don't know. So 25. And then I panic bought some needles. So somebody in the comments, I was talking about my favorite needles being Peacemakers, and somebody in the comments said, oh, they don't make those anymore. And by the time I looked online, they're gone. You cannot find them, which is fine. So I took the advice of somebody else in the comments, I think, maybe the same person, and I bought the Colonial Tapestry Petites, and they had a sale at the holidays. I had bought 2 packs of them. It was like 2 or 3 packs. It was like $13. And then when they had their free shipping, I got 5 more. And I really like them. I like them actually better than the Peacemakers. I picked up a Peacemaker and I'm like, wow, this is like stitching with a broomstick. Because these are really tiny and I really like them. So maybe I'll try my 46 count that I abandoned with them. I don't know if that's going to work, but. And I bought 1 pattern, which was this winged heart chart. That was it on patterns. So all in all, I spent about $175 this year, which isn't bad. So next year I'm planning on doing the same thing. Unless I really want something for a project, I'm not buying it. I'm not just going to buy charts that I see unless I want to start them. So I bought this chart and I started it immediately because I wanted to try the Soie Gobelins. So I'm not just going to buy a chart willy-nilly, you know. I mean, sometimes charts come out and they're exclusives and they're nice and they're beautiful and I want them, but I'm not buying them because I have so much. So anyway, with that, I'm going to end the show. I hope you all have a wonderful start to your new year. I'll be back in about a month with more stitching. You'll see what I picked. I don't even know. Have a great couple of weeks. Stitch something beautiful and cheers.